Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Nagamso and today I just want to share my story, my story, a story that I really thought I'd go to the grave with, a story that I thought I would never share with anybody else except the people who already know about it. I'm here telling that story. So you can imagine the courage it took to actually share it. And the reason why I chose to share it is because I believe that there are people out there who are also going through what I went through. And it is only fair to come back and give them hope that it does get better with time, and make them aware of the effects that this incident came with or may have on themselves earlier than I did. I mean, if you're aware of something, then it's easy for you to deal with it. But if you're not aware, even of the cause, you can't really fix it. So yeah, I'm here to share that story, and I'm hoping that at least one person gets help through this video or gets their healing, their hope. I just hope that this video saves one life, just one life, one life. I'll be happy. Can be changing one person's life or saving one person's life, or just bringing hope to one person's life. Really, that's all I want. One person to get help through this video or through this story. I'm not sure if I'm a good storyteller, but I can tell you I am the only person who can tell this story as good as I will, because it is my story. I do not take it from anybody else. It is my story. It is my story. I own it. It's mine. It's my experience. I went through this and I felt it. I felt each and everything that happened. So let me start already. Whew. Okay. Where do I even start? Okay. We are at home. Not at home, but we are at my grandmother's place. I am 12 years old. I am in grade 6. Very bubble, and guys, I am very bubbly, like very bubbly. I'm cheerful, I'm happy, like I really love attention, that's how I am at this age. And my grandmother is selling traditional beer. For those who know it, they will know that a process of getting it ready goes through fire, and the fire needs to be made on the floor, like down there, using paraffin, matches and wood to make that fire. So as kids, I was the only girl at home, right? So I would go with my friend and her little sister to get some wood at the firms. I don't want to say companies, because that would it is companies, but yeah, companies, yes. So we'd go to companies that have wood that they don't use and ask for it, and they would give to us. Okay. It's something that we would do Monday to Friday. then Saturday and Sunday we don't go because a lot of companies don't open on Saturday. So yeah, on this day, it was a Thursday, I remember very well. I went with my friend's little sister, who was then 10 years old, and I was 12. Okay, so we go with her, we talking up in Lilin. On the way, talking, guys. It's so difficult to it is so difficult to tell a story in English, especially if English is not your home language. Oh my goodness. Now you'll have to think of some words and have a lot of so please do bear with me. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Okay, to tell the story exactly how it is without using wrong vocabulary to mean another vocabulary. Do you understand? So yeah, we walking as we're talking as we're walking. And then when we were about to get to the first firm that we were going to ask for wood to, a stranger comes to us and asks if we want wood. And we were like, yes. And he was like, okay, where I work, there is a lot of wood and I'm going there now. So if I can go with one of you, yeah, I can give it to her and she'd come back and share with the other one. And as she's speaking, no, sorry guys, it's not a she, it's a he. So as he is speaking, he's looking at us and he was like, if I can go with you because you look older. Like, oh, okay. I asked my friend's little sister, guys. Yeah, my friend's little sister. I asked to her, will you be fine? And she was like, okay, yeah, I'll be fine. Okay, we left with the stranger. We were walking, and as we're walking, he's busy talking to me. I'm answering his questions, and really that's all the conversation was about. He was asking questions, I was answering the questions, and that's it. We walked, guys. We walked a long way. I think 30 to 45 minutes we've been walking, and I'm asking myself, where are we going? Because what made me to be comfortable to leave my friend's little sister behind was because he made it sound like we're going just here around the corner, you know. So now when we're going this long distance, where are we going? I was asking myself, and before I even finish thinking about where exactly we're going, we got to this company. There was a security on the gates. He spoke to the security, and I thought that's his company, that's his workplace. I thought that's where we're going. And he comes back with a blanket. I'm like, blanket, where is it going? I didn't ask. We continued with the road. I'm like, where are we going? Actually, we're not far. We're not far at all. Like, okay. We walked, guys, we walked another distance that is equal to the distance that we have already walked. I think the whole distance combined, it was an hour distance, and with a lot of turns in it. We finished all the companies. Like we passed all the companies, and at the end there was a mountain. Wait, this is the last company. This is the last company. This is a mountain. We are going towards the mountain. Now I'm starting to get scared. Where are we going? Because this is the last company. I thought we're coming here. We're not. Where are we going? He's like, look, there are people walking here, so relax. And there was one man coming besides the mountain. We are climbing the mountain, basically. And I'm a bit anxious. I want to go back, see where my friend's little sister is now. But my lower mind is telling me, where is that? Because you made a lot of turns before you arrive here. Do you even know where you're coming from? And yeah, didn't know. I didn't know where was I going to start. I don't know how I was going to get to my friend's little sister at all. I didn't know. So I then clinged to the stranger. I felt that he is the only option back home, because this long road to freedom, it's only him who knows it. We climbed the mountain, and at the top he lays the blanket nicely, lays it down and points me down. Sleep. What? It's like, sleep. I sleep. He's like, face the floor. Face the floor. And he asked the question, do you want to live or do you want to die? I'm like, I want to live. He's like, okay. Took off his thingy. He opens his zip. He's like, take off your painty. Yeah, I took it off, my underwear. Took it off. And yeah, he did his thing. I cried. Yo, guys, that was painful. I cried. And he cared less. I remember that there was a point where I was like, I can't stand this. I was like, I want to die. Yeah, I just took those words out because that's the first question. That's the question you asked before you did this. So I thought, for him to stop, I need to say, I want to die so that he can kill me. Did I tell you that as he was asking me that question, he was carrying a gun? I'm like, I want to die. Because in my head, I'm like, he's going to shoot me once and I will die and I will be at peace. This is torture. I can't stand it. He stopped. He looked at me. He's like, what are you saying? I'm like, I want to die. Kill me. And instead of shooting me, guys, he strangled me. He strangled me so hard. And it was taking longer. I was like, no, I want to leave. I want to leave. I want to leave. He stopped. And I thought he would let me go. No. He continued doing his thing. After a while, he stopped. And I wore my painty. And he pointed me the opposite direction. From the direction we came with. So we came this way, right? Now he's pointing me that way. And I'm like, where am I going? He's like, you're going home. He's like, go that way and don't look back. Jump the railway and you'll see your home. As I was leaving, his question was, do you know me? I'm like, no. I was like, okay. I left. Remember, we're at the top of the mountain. I had to go down, and where the mountain ends, there is water running here. It seems as if it doesn't have an ending. Now I see this water, I don't see a way for me to go over or cross over to the other side of the water. I don't see how am I going to do that. I cried. I cried again. And I called for him. Lucky enough, he was not far enough not to hear me, because I had a small voice, and you can imagine I'm crying because I'm frustrated, and I don't want to be I don't want to be asking for help from this person who just did something so bad to me, but I find myself needing his help. I said, I don't know, I can't see the way to go over to the other side. And he heard me. He came and he showed me the way. There was a small bridge just when you go that way. I'm supposed to be going that way, right? So I had to go a bit yeah, backwards. I told you guys, it's so easy to tell a story using English, my goodness. So yeah, we found a bridge, and then I crossed, and he went back. After I've crossed the railway, I could see the houses and I could recognize them. And I was like, okay, home is there. Guys, I ran. It was already late. It was around 6, I think, if not 7, because it was winter. It was quick. Like, it becomes dark very quick. So I ran. You can imagine how short I was and tiny. So young. I ran. I'm running. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm running because I don't want the same thing to happen to me by another stranger. So I'm running away. I'm running for my life. My goodness, I'm running. And when I get home, I'm so tired. My mom wants to know what happened. Where's the wood? I'm like, I got raped. And she cried. I also cried. My grandmother was like, sleep. Like, he checked something. I don't know what was she checking. Girl, I don't know. I do not know, guys. I don't know what she was checking, and she didn't even tell me what she was checking. The only thing she said to my mom was she needs to go to the hospital tomorrow. In the morning, we got up with my mom. We went to the hospital. When we get there, they tested me for HIV, and results came negative. Couldn't be excited or sad because I didn't know what that means. I knew there was HIV. I just didn't know what the status meant, whether I have it or I don't. After hospital, they recommended us to go to the police station, and they also booked me for counseling. After hospital, we went to the police station. We opened the case. The policewoman asked me if I'm dating. I'm like, no, I'm not dating. She asked my mom to go sit down. I think she was thinking that I'm hiding it. I'm lying because my mom is here. My mom is sitting down. She asked me the same question. Are you dating? I'm like, no, I'm not dating. So I was like, okay. Then we left the police station, go back home. We never went back to ask for wood, including my friend and her little sister. Shem, I don't know how she found her way back home. Well, I think at some point she realized that I'm not coming back. So she just went back home, but she was safe. Nothing happened to her. Thank God for that. So from that day, we stopped going to ask for wood in the companies. Yeah. Now, coming to how all that incident affected me. First of all, when I went to the counseling, we would be a group of girls who experienced rape, and we would share our stories each and every day. Like we were going there once a month. It was a once a month thing for 6 months. So we had 6 sessions for 6 months, and in all those 6 sessions, we would be in a group, do the same thing over and over again, and others would come with an update regarding their perpetrators, and others would come with how they are reacting after all that. I remember there was a girl who was like, every time I see a man, I spit. Yes, I spit because I hate men. I didn't honestly. After hearing those girls' stories, I realized, or rather, I viewed my story as not a big deal, you know, because I think that's what the counselors wanted us to psychologists. Do you call them psychologists? Yes. I think what the psychologists wanted us to take from those sessions was, your story is not the worst, and number 2, you're not the only one. And I took exactly those 2 things. I'm not the only one, and my story is not the worst. And that made me to brush off my story very quickly, and it made me feel like I'm fine, because it's not the worst thing that has ever happened on earth. There are people who are going through the worst, you know, and forgetting that there are effects that I need to deal with, and I suffered the effects rather than I don't know, rather than getting over the incident. It was quicker for me to get over it, but the effects that it gave birth to, I had to suffer them throughout my life, including my 20s. Even when I was 25, I was still suffering the effects of rape. I'm talking about undermining your own story, the effect that it might be having on you, not dealing with it and not talking about it. Though it comes with effects. So one of the effects that I really suffered was self-esteem. I had low self-esteem after rape. Remember, I was bubbly. I loved attention. In class, I would be the one girl standing in class, and people would be looking at me. I'd be talking like I was that person. Immediately after rape, my life changed for the worse. I was the most quiet person. I was the shyest person. I was so conserved, like, guys, the opposite of the person that I was. So my self-esteem really was it was it was ruined. I didn't have confidence. I You see, this one, I had to go to a psychologist on my third year at varsity because, yeah, it was real. That thing of not knowing how to receive kindness from the other gender, men, male, guys, yes, I didn't know how to receive that. The rape, I don't know why I'm putting it in this the rape incident made me to think that every man who helps you, Nagamso, wants something out of you. And it made me to lose my worth. I remember when I was dating my first love, I didn't have a reason to keep myself because I was like, my innocence is taken away anyway. What is it that I'm still keeping? Other people are keeping their virginity. I lost mine already. It was taken by a stranger. I no longer have virginity anymore. I have nothing to keep. And that is the reason why I slept with that guy, my first love. And that is the effect of rape. I believe that if rape did not take place in my life, I would have dealt with things a bit different, especially when it comes to dating. I would have known my worth. I would have known my value. And rape made me to lose it. And all the other relationships that I had, I compromised myself because I was like, yeah, what is there to keep? What is there to preserve? And another effect that I suffered was, it was my fault. I remember I came across my perpetrator in one of the days when I was still going to counseling. So on my way to counseling, he saw me first, and I was going that direction, he was going that direction. So he saw me and he was like, hi. I looked at him. I didn't respond. I was still trying to figure out who is this. He looked at me enough for me to recognize who he is. I didn't think who he was while I was still looking at him, but my mind was struggling. Like it was trying so hard to remember him, and I finally remembered that it is the stranger who raped me. I never reported that to either the psychologist or my mom. Never went to report it either. I felt like it was my fault. The rape was my fault. Why did I go with the stranger from the first place? Why did I not return back when I saw that it's far? Why didn't I? Why did I blamed myself? I saw that it was my fault. It's as if I asked it to happen to me. I was the problem. I caused it to happen to myself. That is how I was thinking after the rape. Anyway, what I would like to say to my younger self and the person who is going through what I went through, dealing with rape, it's not your fault. It was never your fault. It will never be your fault. You're still beautiful, and claim back yourself. Claim yourself back. Don't allow rape to take hold of you. Don't allow rape to claim your life. Claim your life back and own your life again. Be in control of your life again. Be in control of yourself. You see, the person you were before it all happened, you can still be that person again. I am, well, except for in front of camera, it's not easy to be Pablo. It's not easy to be bubbly in front of a camera. Well, it is easier to be bubbly around, people that you are familiar with. Even a stranger, I'm that person. A stranger, a person that I don't know, I am bubbly. And it took me a very long time to get to where I am now. Honestly, it took me a very long time. I remember for me to deal with that thing of every guy who becomes nice to me, I need to give myself to them. I had to go to a psychologist the second time. This time to have a one-on-one, not a group session, but a one-on-one, and talk about issues that happened in my childhood. And we had to come to the grounds and the effects of rape onto my life. And because now I know where this comes from, it was easy to deal with it. It was easy to overcome it. So take it easy on yourself as well. If you feel that you need to go and see a professional, it doesn't matter how many professionals you get to see. I saw 2 psychologists dealing with the same issue in different ways. And I will not lie to you, I didn't become fine immediately after the second psychologist. It took me some time, but knowing where the effects come from really helped me to deal with them better. Other than just thinking that, oh, this is how I am. This is how things are. You need to know why you're acting in a certain way, what causes you to act in a certain way. And that will make it easy for you to deal with things better. Yeah. And you owe nobody nothing. Literally, you don't owe any person a thing. If a person decides to help you, honey, listen to me. It was their choice. You didn't ask them. Yes, you don't owe anybody a thing, especially your body. Your body belongs to you. You don't owe any person anything. Your body belongs to you. Belongs to you and God, if you believe in God, or your higher power, whoever you call your higher power. I call him God. Your body belongs to the person who created you and yourself. Nobody else. It is not a yeah, I think you know what I want to say. That is all that I had for this video, and that is all I had for you today. I hope that you did enjoy it. It took, guys, I am telling my story like this without crying, because I think I cried enough with the psychologist, with the second psychologist, and I got to deal with it. And when did I go to the second psychologist? I went in 2015. Yeah, I think it was 2015 when my friend recommended that I go there. Because, guys, yeah, it was 5 years back. So it took me 5 years to actually come to where I am today and be the person that I am today. Gaining back my self-worth, gaining back my knowing my self-worth, regaining back that and reclaiming it. It took a long time. Trust me, it did. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm so sorry for being long. And please do subscribe if you haven't. Do like the video and do share. I mean, there might be somebody out there who needs to hear this. It might not be rape, really. It might be something, it might be abuse. A woman who stayed in a relationship for a very long time because they were thinking, I'm being beaten, I'm being abused because it's my fault. I made him angry. That's what we go through nowadays as women. A woman getting raped because a man has an issue, being told that you were raped because you are wearing like that. Our society also makes us to feel like we deserve bad things to happen to us, especially when they are done by men. So yeah, please do share this video to any person who might be needing it. It is not your for anything that happens to you, that is bad, that is done by another person. I don't care what you did. I don't care how it made them feel. To do something bad to you really is not your fault. You just happen to be in a wrong place with a person who had issues to deal with. That's exactly how it is. The issue is not you. The problem was never you. The person who did whatever they did to you had a problem and they need to deal with them. It was never about you, honey. It will never be about you. It is not about you. Take care. I love you.